suffering of the dead, wrought in the souls, in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvesting on the innocent. Tread lightly the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in the shadows hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of the spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own inner demons, brings to life your deepest fears. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality? In the search for life after life, have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have, maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in a search for the answers hidden behind the veil. Shake off the blinders and open your mind's eye. Listen to the story. We are they, we are who incarnate and all.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm early tonight. Left work, no traffic going home for once. It's like hit like almost every green light coming home, and yeah, no traffic. I was like, are you shitting me? I've got, let's see, so 1, 2, 3. I got 4 turns. I got 4 turns on the way to work. I make a right or a right out of my area. I make a left, go all the way down, make another right, make a left, and I'm at work. Problem is, there's like 23 lights in between myself and work, and if I usually will get about half of them. Then there'll be nights where I catch like the major ones and catch the shitty ones. Catch the shitty small lights. If I catch the small ones, generally I'm going to catch them all. But yeah, Moose, Nick, welcome in early. We're starting section 2 of Dead's DRO5X in Unit 13. As soon as we finish that, we're going to jump into Dead's H3VR. For night 2 is where the GoPros actually shut down. So I'm actually looking forward to that one. good news is we're going to be able to pretty much jump through this tonight. We should be able to get through this recorder tonight. We're going to jump through all the quiet because we can pretty much figure it's nothing. Once we get to Dead's H3 VR, let me get over here real quick. Dead's Recorders. H3 VR Night 1 is in Joseph Wright's cell. Night 2 is in Joseph Wright's cell. And wait, we got to find out which one the inside execution viewing Zoom H8. Joseph, we need Neil Pitney's cell is what we need. I don't remember. We're gonna have to figure this out. We're definitely gonna, because I wanna know where that recorder was. Joseph Wright. H3 VR was Joseph Wright's cell all 3 nights. So we're gonna have to figure it out. We might have to go through another recorder before we actually get to it. My H3 VR. I don't know which one it was in. I have to literally find the recorder. That might take some time. I thought I had them all marked and I don't. Let me take one more. Let me go ahead and hit audio. Then while we're listening, I'm going to look. I'm going to drop this and get out. Mr. Pitney, we brought you another card, sir. Wait, we did listen to this.
We're still on full bars, and that is for you, sir.
I'll be back later to speak with you. So you can see, guys, we're leaving it right here. So we did do this last night.
Very still and well. And Mr. Pitney, we are back. I hope you enjoy your card.
Yeah, we did
Your
this last
sympathy
night.
card.
Mr. Pitney, you got to give us some sort of a sign of your presence. We will not be back.
So yeah, we did do this last night. I apologize. I didn't think we finished it. So we are on to the next recorder. That's completely my fault. Fuck. Yeah, I'm slacking on this one. I'm completely slacking on this one. Dead's Recorders, Night 1. Joseph Wright's cell. All right, let's get this noted. Slacking confirmed. You're right. Slacking confirmed. And Jack agrees. I don't believe I actually did that. But I did. Huh. Euro 5X. So we're actually... Okay. Now let's get on to, let's enhance this, and then we'll get on to it. My apologies, guys. I thought we had this down. I guess we don't. So, hope you guys had a good day. Hope your Wednesday was better than mine. Tomorrow's going to be busy for me. We start prepping for Carrie Underwood. So we're going to see what happens with that. But between now and next Thursday, it's going to be a shit show. Whoa, you little fucker.
Test, test. All right, this is Joe's H3 VR, day 1.
Yeah, I'm fired.
In Joseph Wright's cell. Just placing it down.
H3 VR is actually the best recorder for shit like this. The recorder's fired. Yeah. What we're going to have to do, we're going to have to enhance this quite a bit. Because remember, the H3 VR, we can tweak out a lot.
Alright, so H3 VR, unit 12.
But it's going to be quiet.
Block D.
Wow. Huh.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa. Okay, that is, I think that's me in the background.
Okay.
I think that's me. Oh, yeah, it is. That is me. The previous year, we left a card for his mom in there again, and when they went in and cleaned out when they cleaned the building, like they normally do, they threw away the card. So yes, that's a debunk.
Okay.
Be crazy if the spirit actually threw a card away or made it disappear. That'd have been crazy. Or it was you. No, it was Jasper. It wasn't you. It was Jasper the crow. The crow went inside and took it and made a nest of it. And there's 3 sections to this one. We're definitely knocking out at least one of them. We can see how dead it is. This is horrible, guys. We've got nothing. Jesus. You guys are seeing this. We're flatlined all the way across. Wow. Jasper can go commit bird crime somewhere else. Yeah, he can. I don't think I've seen a recorder this flatlined ever. And the H3 VR is the most sensitive of them all. Airplane. No. Nick, I haven't in a while either. Usually we get traffic or some airplanes, something that's frequent. This is just flatlined. Mind you, there are 3 sections to this recorder. So this could change like that on the next one. But this is 2 hours, 4 minutes of silence, it looks like. We can't control this. And we know it, but there's some traffic. Nick, if I'm going to pause this real quick. If you had any idea how accurate you actually are with that statement, and we're going back to the first few shows, some of these recorders that have 3, 4, 5, 6 sections to them, that like the first one will be dead. Second and third one will be, okay, here's a couple EVPs. Fourth one, nothing. Fifth and sixth, fuck you, here's like 10 recorders worth of evidence. Then we end up with like 30 frickin' EVPs. And you're just sitting there going, where were you 3 hours ago? We just listened to white noise for 5 fucking hours. And it's no joke when I say that. And any investigator watching this here on Twitch later, over on YouTube later, you know this is an investigator. You can go through many recorders, nada. And you get to that golden section where it's like, we made up for lost time. And you forget about all the dead recorder air, all the dead air. It's like, I'm reinvigorated. Let's get a couple more dead recorders. Yay. Yeah, I may as well get ready to load the second section of this. At this rate. Yeah, okay, this one is 2 hours, 4 minutes. Next section is 2 hours, 4 minutes. And the last one's 2 hours. So yeah, this recorder went 6 hours. And there goes Jack being an asshole. God damn it. I'll be right back, guys. Keeps up, guys. I'm going to have to shut the door. He's being a little jerk right now. But he's a cat doing cat things. Traffic. Okay, we got something. Come here, bud. Nope. Ah, there he is. There's Jack. Say hi to everybody, Jack. And there's Jasper. Fucking Jasper. Damn crow. Well, at least we had something besides dead air. It's a... Oh, it's quiet. The first section of this recorder is dead quiet. I mean, it is flatlined. So we're kind of able to just skim through it. How you doing tonight, Sarah? Good, I hope. Hold on. Okay, airplane. Not bad. Feeling strong. That's good. Always good to hear. Yeah. Oh, hold on. There's a weird signature. This better not be Jasper again. Right in here. That looks like Jasper. Nope. It's traffic. This is the worst section of recorders I've seen in 4 years of investigating the prison. We've never had this lack of evidence. Never. There's Jasper. Again. Mind you, it's if we had to put a time frame on it, we're probably close to 7 o'clock. Hey Jasper, this is for you.
Would you shut the...
So yeah, as you guys can see, section 1, Bupkis. I actually don't believe that, but get on to section 2 and see what we got. Hopefully it'll be something. I don't want to burn through the full recorder in a night. That's just not good. Just lack of evidence. But shit happens, you know? Alright, we might have something. I don't know yet. This is the kind of show you just kind of dread. Because there's literally nothing. You got to rely on chat. Which I don't want to do that all the time. Come on. All right. Let's see if we're going to waste our time on this one. And hopefully Jasper doesn't show up. No, Nick, you didn't miss anything. First section was dead. There was nothing. And you can see this one. A lot of the same. Second section is dead. Yeah, it is. Right here is probably Cisbro Paranormal, which should be Brian and Elizabeth. That might be an EVP. Okay. You hear the voices, then the door opens and you hear me. This is evidence. This is evidence. I think it's we're ready. We're ready. It sounds like we're ready twice. Two different voices. That's two different voices right there. Let me guess, Nick, you just saw evidence in your house. Probably not, Nick. I tried them last night and it's not working. I've done everything to fix it. It might just be broken. I've even tried it on the master side and it's just not working. I've tried fixing it. I don't know how. It's got to be Twitch side. It's got to be server side. Oh, come on. You're going to do this again? I think I need a new mouse. Okay. We're ready? Yeah, we're ready. I think so, Moose. Check the batteries or clean the lens. On what, Sarah? Check the batteries on or clean the lens. Oh, yeah. Ready? We're ready. That usually happens. That has actually happened quite a few times on these investigations at the prison. Right before we walk in, there's spirits that acknowledge us before we walk in, like they're coming in. So let's get this saved. All right, and another one for the counter. Could be ready to jump someone. Yeah, could be that too. But the ironic part is, right after they said that, we opened the door. So we'll go back to here. And there's a door opening. All right, guys. As I talked about last night, Moose, especially with you, I was talking to you about the sound void. No matter how much we'd stomp, there was not much of an echo.
Anybody in here? Anybody in here? Muffled and not bad.
No.
Again, guys, so you can see. Joseph Wright stabbed to death right out in this hallway.
Entering Joseph Wright's cell. Okay, so it has been recording for 3 hours, 59 minutes. Still has 2 out of 3 bars left.
So we're good.
We are good.
Hopefully that windsock doesn't do too much. Yeah.
That windsock actually kind of helped things last year.
So we just came in to check on the equipment. We didn't come in to investigate, but we did get evidence.
Thou shalt not bow down before any graven image.
Holy shit, there's Grinch. Pause this. Thank you, Grinch. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Have no fear, Ears is here. How you been, Grinch? It's been a hot minute.
Come and play with us. Forever and ever and ever.
Holy shit. Missed a chief with the rate of 49. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome into Incarnate Paranormal. For those of you that have been here before, you know what we're all about. Analyzing audio and video from my paranormal investigations. We are currently analyzing recorder from Joseph Wright's cell. He was an aggressive homosexual. I'm not going to sugarcoat it in here. We don't do that. He raped and murdered a lot of men. They basically sabotaged him. Somebody left a cell door open while somebody was out taking a shower. He went to go back to his cell. The guy jumped out from behind a garbage can and stabbed him to death. He is known to have raped people in prison, so he got prison justice. We've gotten a lot of evidence out of his cell before. Currently, we're just checking the equipment. We came through just to check and make sure everything was running. So we're basically looking for residual evidence, which is basically like a tape recorder put on loop. It's never going to answer you. And if you get an answer out of a question, it's never going to make any sense. So, hey, you know, what day is it? You know, and then you get something weird like 83. It's not going to make any sense. And you do the research and find out, oh, this is how many people he assaulted. So that'd be something like residual evidence. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will stop the audio, answer anything I can pertaining to the... shit, hold on. I got a crazy cat. Anything pertaining to investigations, paranormal, anything, I'll help you guys out. So just so you guys know, I've got a crazy cat here. Everybody say hi to Jack. He's my bud and mascot of the show. He makes appearance from time to time. He's getting ready to go. He just doesn't know it yet. All right, we got to get back to some audio. Otherwise, I'm going to talk all night. But yeah, welcome to it, guys. He's a crazy cat. Yes, he is. But as you see, we kind of gauge whether we're going to get evidence or not, or voices, by the spectrum on the bottom. Yeah, I got 2 jump scares. One is Jack. And the other one, I won't show, I won't even announce. And Nick, why'd you got to ruin it for him? And greatly appreciated again, Chief. And Maximus, how you doing tonight? Fern Dog, Whiskey, and everybody else joining in from the raid. Different kind of hunting, of course. You know, Chief, great GTA player. Always fun going into that stream. There's never a dull moment on that one. So currently we're actually down the hall in another prisoner's cell, which was Neil Pitney. Neil Pitney I actually do have a picture of. Somewhere. This is Neil Pitney. We will be getting to the recorder left in his cell in the next couple days. Neil Pitney, real piece of garbage. Kind of a Norman Bates-esque type of individual. He was a heroin addict who killed his mother, beheaded her, did nasty things to her for a few months before he was caught. He didn't attend his own trial, and he mysteriously overdosed on heroin in his cell. There was a lot of speculation as to how he got the heroin in the cell. Depending on, well, this building was Building 12, is where they basically housed the worst of the worst at Nevada State Prison. If it wasn't a death row, you were in Building 12. It's speculated, and mind you, speculation, that he had help overdosing. Mind you, when I say help, it was either from another prisoner or from one of the guards. Now, when I started investigating that, when I started asking former guards, they just looked at me funny. It's like, what do you mean? He overdosed on heroin. I said, yeah, but how? How did he get it in there? And did he have help? When I said he had help, I don't want to say it changed the subject, but it changed the mood. So if you're intuitive, you kind of pick up on that energy that maybe you're right. Yeah, as Nick's saying, Eddie is one of the funnest spirits at Nevada State Prison to communicate to. His name, Carol Edward Cole. They called him the alcoholic cannibal. He murdered like 30 women, kept turning himself in, and he'd go to a psych hospital and they'd be like, oh, you're fine, and they'd release him. He kept seeking out help until they couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, don't call him by his first name, Carol. It's one, and I will tell you this. If you don't believe in ghosts or spirits, go to Nevada State Prison and call him Carol. Within 5 minutes, you're going to believe in ghosts, and you're going to be headed for the door. Call him Eddie. And when you hear me talk about Carol Edward Cole, we call him Eddie. And he will communicate fairly frequently. So as I said, this section is producing nothing. So we've got to load the next section in. So bear with me just a second, guys, please. Oh. Yeah, this is the downside to paranormal investigating. Yeah, Nick, trust me. I'm the host of the show and I'm disappointed. But again, being a paranormal investigator, when you just set up recorders, random places in the prison, and you just let them record, even if you're not in there, you're going to get a lot of silence. And it's disheartening. Because we've gotten recorders to where we've gotten, 20, 30, 40 EVPs. And we've gotten 3, 4, 5 in a row where we get the big goose egg. It's not easy trying to host a show with no evidence. But it gears people up to understand the field a little bit better, that there's not always going to be evidence. It's not what you see on TV. And I've gone through this several times on this show. What you see on TV is about 25% accurate. The rest is just acting. So, yeah. I always do jokes about Zach Bagans. Those shows, like, I've gotten the same evidence that they've gotten on the shows. I'll tell you that for a fact now. Word for word, same EVPs. And I've talked to, well, it's no longer Destination Fear. It's like Project Fear now, solely YouTube. When they did Nevada State Prison, I met them at Paracon here in Las Vegas. And I waited in line like everybody else to talk to, say hi to them, to meet them. And I was like, hey, I got a quick question for you guys. They're like, hey, what's up? It's like, how much of the evidence that you got at Nevada State Prison did not make the show? And they just looked at me for a second. They're like, what? So it's me in the background. It's like, what? It's like, how much didn't make the show? So they went on break at that point. We went off to the side, talked for about an hour. And they're like, a lot. What do you mean? So the people that run Nevada State Prison Paranormal, Susan, Tammy, Chris, Joe, a couple other people. We went over to their booth and I showed them the book of evidence that I got. I type everything out. If you guys are curious to see the evidence we've actually gotten, join Discord. If you scroll down the links to Discord down below in the channel and go into typed evidence. I've got, I think, there should be two or three investigations of the prison with the evidence that I typed out. So if you guys are curious about it. Okay. Yeah, we chose a dead recorder. Unfortunately, guys, I didn't do too good tonight. Let me enhance this. Okay, and this is Carol Edward Cole, executed 1986.
You can hear that door open from a mile.
Okay, that's the other investigator, Deads, or AKA Joe. I gotta pause this here. Sarah commenting, you hear Zach is a total ass to his crew, his people in the building. Yeah. Unless you're in his immediate circle or a hot female, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I can't. Unless you can do something to benefit him, no. When you go on location, he isolates himself until it's time to film. Unless he has to go out in public, he doesn't do it. I've worked with teams who have worked with him. I know the people who run buildings where he's investigated. He's not allowed back into a lot of towns or a lot of buildings. They will not let him in. He had a lifetime ban from the Goldfield Hotel, Goldfield, Nevada. And he paid $25,000 to get back into the hotel for a week. After, like 5 years after he got banned. He wanted to do it one last time, and the network dropped a serious load of cash to be able to get back in. I'm not going to go into specifics why he was kicked out. If you guys ever saw the Flying Brick episode, I could tell you stories, but I'm not going to do it on air. Anyways, back to it. But Billy, Aaron, cool as shit.
You can hear that door open from a mile away. Yeah. It was really odd. It was like somebody had touched the door or something. Alright.
Yeah, they spelled sexual wrong.
We just noticed this one.
Yeah, I think we made a comment.
Sex owl.
Sexual. Yeah.
Guys, this would pass on freaking Wheel of Fortune. Alright,
1988.
19.
Okay, I don't know if this is somebody exhaling too hard through their nose, or it's just like just an exhale through the mouth. This sounds like a voice. I don't think it is. If it is, it's a whisper. Fuck. I do not think this is evidence. A couple more steps here, then we're going to debunk it. I just want to be positive. Got to go in, do some noise reduction. Go out and take out the reverb. Go back in. Put in some vocal enhancer. Okay. You can hear how clear it is now. It's not evidence.
1988.
Still full bars on this.
Oh yeah? Okay. I know one bar had dropped on that. It's over. I think it's 4 hours worth of recording.
So we're gonna have a lot of shit going in the show.
Yeah, because you figure you get at least 6 hours.
Nick, going back, he won't do residentials, or rarely. You better be prepared to have your life ruined if he goes into your house. As you can see, guys, we got a flat line across the screen. What is this cat doing? What are you doing, Jack? Come here. All right. It's the only way he's going to behave. And nobody wants to see cat butt. Nobody wants to see cat butt, Jack. Lay down. Oops, sorry, bud. Didn't mean to bend your tail. So you see, signatures like this, the reason why I skip over them. Just residual door sounds. Residual sounds of locks. And the reason I say residual, Nevada State Prison was open from 1862 until 2012. The buildings we're investigating right now with these recorders were opened in the early 70s and closed in the early 2000s. They were closed because of security reasons. Once we get to the GoPros that we carried for the whole night, you'll understand why. There's blind corners everywhere. You could have easily, go ahead and say it, you could have bumped off a few people and security never would have, the police, the guards, never would have seen it. There is literally a blind spot right by the guard post. And in that hallway, In building 9, there were 2 people killed right in front of the guard booth, and they didn't see a thing. Figure that one out. The floors really aren't bad. There's a couple areas in the older building to where moisture has gotten under the concrete, so when you step on it, it flexes a little bit. They're not crap, they're just old. We have GoPros where we set up in the second culinary, which is a cafeteria. And the concrete's squishy. There's no other way to put it. They don't want to let people up there because of safety reasons. You get more than 2 or 3 people walking around up there, a ghost trampoline. Not far from it. But another reason up there is the air. Dead pigeons, dead rats, moisture, the old mattress factory, which is connected to the old culinary. So you get that old wool that's on the ground, and over years the moisture gets to it. So you get that mustiness in the air. And anybody knows who's had any kind of like sleeping bag or busted pillow open up in the moisture after a rain, you get that funk to it. So you figure that culinary closed in the 40s, maybe the 50s. So you got 70 years of must built up inside one building. It becomes a safety hazard. And that's one of the reasons Zach Bagans wears a respirator on a lot of his investigations. He got a lot of breathing problems going into these old areas like this. Yeah, but you get dead rats and dead birds and rat droppings. You get that toxic air that can actually do harm to you. It's not just must. It's that old rat shit in the air. And that's not good for your lungs. All right. Sarah, yes, exactly. Black mold. Uh, the static cameras, you're not really going to see it. Once we get to the GoPros, Deds and myself were carrying the entire night. We get up investigating some of these rooms. Your guys are going to see it and see what I'm talking about. It's bad.
Okay.
Mr. Joseph Wright.
We are on 1 bar, 6 hours, 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
We actually have gone longer than.
All right. Yeah, unfortunately on this recorder, 2 EVPs in 3 sections. It's disheartening. Very disheartening. Let's get on to... we're going to get on to night 2. come on.
Okay, this is Joe's H.
There we go. Yeah, my mouse is really acting up. I'm going to have to order a new one. I go to drag something and it just... it's doing it real bad right now. So bear with me, guys, while I get this next section loaded. I really don't like doing it like this, but we ain't got much of a choice. And I apologize. I was expecting a lot of evidence out of this. These recorders, or these sections, should I say. This is, like I said, this is my 4th year investigating the prison. For this, analyzing this. September, we're going back for my 5th investigation of the prison. Hopefully we're going to get a whole lot more than we're getting right now. Because we're only sitting on 80 EVPs on 5 recorders and 2 GoPros. We're not having a good track record. And it's so depressing. Cat claws, sorry. Cat claws do not feel good. The mouse is like, no, not listening to you. Yes, and we've got mice on this show before too. We actually have like a list of wildlife we've gotten. We've gotten wolves, we've gotten owls, we've gotten hawks, we've gotten crows, we've got mice. We've got a lot, guys. We've gotten more wildlife than we have evidence.
Okay, this is Joe's H3VR, once again in Joseph Wright's cell, Unit 12, A-Wing. Okay, we're good. Corrections, the D block.
Mind you, at this point, we are only in setup mode. And you heard the train horn. It's not D. It's technically D block. It's Building 12, Section D. This is why I tell people, you never take your cell phones on investigations. If you do, turn off the damn ringer, which I forgot to do. Thank God it's only during setup. The most annoying thing people do on investigations is this little piece of shit right here. I've actually kicked people off investigations for bringing their cell phones. We paid $200 to get in here. You signed the contract. Get out. Yes, Nick. I know. Bad Brent. I know better. I definitely freaking know better. Oops, there's the other jump scare. Ooh. probably the second scariest thing that'll happen all night compared to this face. Just saying. And I dropped 2 people for the jump scare. I'm okay with that. And there goes Jack. Three, yeah. Why don't people like jump scares? This is a paranormal show. You're not expected to be scared, but I sorry. No, I'm not. And you could see again, guys. I don't want to lose viewers. I don't. I have jump scares. I have scary sounds. It's part of the paranormal. The scariest thing in here is when you follow. It's a clip from freaking, what is it? Exorcism of Emily Rose. Which is one of the greatest horror movies that I've seen. One of the few horror movies to actually scare me. I've caught you off guard, Nick. Don't even try to pretend. Now what this is, I have no idea. This looks like this might be a REM pod. Which is that weird round thing with an antenna with multicolored lights on top that squeals. Okay, door opening. Okay, before we get to this, just in case this is the team, when I do the investigations of the prison, I open it up to other paranormal teams. I also open it up to viewers of the show. That's why Dead Ned's 007, he's joined in the last 2 investigations of the prison. For those who are truly, truly interested in the paranormal, I do that for a reason, so you guys get to experience the paranormal and experience one of the most haunted areas that I've ever been to. And I'll tell you, I've done over 900 investigations. Nevada State Prison, top of the list. And it gives you guys to hang out and see what I actually do and understand why we don't always get evidence. One of the teams that joined us was a deaf paranormal team. I think it was the son could hear, but the dad and the other members could not. So a lot of sign language. I'm not gonna even try to pretend I don't know. I can barely do the alphabet. Excuse me. So when they talk, or one of them talks, it doesn't sound normal. And we all have deaf friends, so we know. It's kind of hard sometimes to decipher them and the paranormal. And they do use noisy equipment. I don't know why. But maybe they like it because of the lights. And that gives them a visual representation of what's going on around them. That I can understand, but it's very fascinating to me having a deaf paranormal team join in. And when they contacted me, I was like, yes, by all means, please. And the reason behind that, real quick, we'll get back to the audio. I have a residential that I did who she became a good friend of mine. Her friends, she's a sign language interpreter and a photographer. So her second job as a sign language interpreter. She asked me, she goes, "Do you mind if my friends join in?" And I was like, I'm not comfortable with having people join in on a residential that I don't know, unless it's the team. She goes, "No, they're deaf." And I'm immediately, "Please invite them. This fascinates me. I want to be around somebody who uses other senses rather than just your ears, because that's your most important thing on the investigation. I've heard voices when I'm the only one around. What do they experience when something happens? The heightened sight, the heightened, sense of touch. You expand yourself so much as an investigator watching that approach that you want to try a deprivation. Put on shooter's muffs. Put in earplugs, put on shooter's muffs. Completely isolates the sound around you. And see what you can pick up otherwise. See what your body can pick up rather than just auditory. So it became a fascination, which I think I'm going to try this year. Back to the audio. Sorry about the spiel, guys. So, Nick, then you understand. Communicated through a piece of paper. Like I said, all I know, I can spell out names, and I know thank you. And like when we finish with the night, I just thank you for being here. And they can read lips, so they understood that I didn't know anything, but they appreciated the fact that I tried. So yeah, and I kept looking to her to ask them questions, signing, and it's humbling. Yeah, actually, I did. There was a plane going over, so I had to mute. Don't even remember what I just said, but oh, you hear the squeaky doors? There's a couple storage areas in there, so they're just opening and looking in the storage areas. That's the doors they're opening. Yep, that's a deaf team.
Okay. Yeah. Temporary, yeah.
Hello? This is Danny and Albert passing by.
And they announced themselves when they saw the recorder. Smart team. A lot of teams don't. And I'll pause this one more time, guys. And for and I try to teach everybody this, and this is gonna sound disgusting at a point. Yeah, when you see a recorder, announce yourself and your team. That way, when we go back to analyze it, that we don't think it's actually evidence. The other part is know your team's ticks, know their mannerisms, know their sounds, know their speech patterns, know their breathing patterns, know their sneezes, know their steps, know their hiccups, know their belches. And know their bodily functions. Upset stomach, gas. If they rip one, there's no general way to put this. Know the sound. I can't tell you how many recorders I've gone through to where we've had upset stomachs, belches, hiccups, sneezes, and farts. I can't be gentle about that, guys. I know a few of you are out there rolling your eyes and laughing and just kind of just, just that, It's like, no, I'm actually dead serious when I say this. Know your team's bodily functions. You're going to need it for analyzing. I've had teammates walk by and just casually just lift a leg and let her rip. Then they realize there's a recorder there and they're like, oh my God, Brent, you have to delete it. Nope. Because there might be evidence in there with it. I'm just not going to announce the name with it. I know who it is. I'm not going to say he or she, but I'm going to say, hey, they should have gone outside. It sounds disgusting, but it is a true part of investigating, and it's something that most people don't think about. Just saying. Can be a way to identify if someone's actually there. Yeah. Like, pause this again. Those that have been here for long enough time, I don't have to say anything when I walk into a room. You can identify my footsteps over anybody else's. Because depending on the shoes that I wear, I have a little bit of a scuff in my walk. Because of my bad knee, every once in a while I get a step, it'll just a quick scuff of the heel or the ball of the foot, and you can tell that's me walking. That's knowing, the mannerisms and knowing your routine. Somebody has allergies. Know it. I'm as young as I feel. I'm 47. I feel 27. That's kind of why I keep the hair down, so I don't have to look at the grays. But then again, I got my first grays at 14. Yeah, it does. You can see it right here. And Nick, you leave my gray hairs out of this. You're going to get them one day too. It's one of the cell doors. And the sad thing is, I don't go out and party anymore. I just don't have the motivation and I don't want to deal with the people. I used to go out and raise hell and just kill bottles of Jack at a time. I'd rather just find a good house party, sit back with my feet up and bullshit. But you get me into a paranormal investigation, I'll start at 4 in the afternoon and go to 4 in the morning. And when I go to bed, I'm still full of energy. I'm still wound up from the investigation. I go to a bar, I want to be home by 10 o'clock. But put me in a freaking abandoned haunted building, I'm good to go all night. Give me a bottle of water and a bag of trail mix and I'm golden. Investigating is my party. You damn Skippy. That's why it's so hard to find a girlfriend. You know, finding a decent woman in the paranormal, not easy. A lot of them are crazy as batshit, you know, they're just batshit crazy. It's like, yeah, no. Anyways, guys, we've gone through 4 sections of 2 recorders and gotten 2 EVPs. It doesn't happen like this very often. When we first started analyzing Nevada State Prison Part 4, we went through 6 or 7 full sections before we got our first EVP. And we started off with some of the more active areas just to start off the analyzing right. We've come to the conclusion that we're not going to get a lot of evidence unless we're physically in there investigating. The residual EVPs, on this investigation are seriously lacking compared to the 3 previous years. The first year, 436 EVPs. Second year, 469 EVPs. Third year, 498 EVPs. But then again, each year we had added equipment. Fourth year into fifth year, I'm not adding any more equipment. I've got too much. And it's all going to depend on how much evidence we get on this investigation coming up. Or actually on this one, if we don't get in that 400 range, this fifth year might be one of my last investigating the prison. Might take a break and do something different next year, like Waverly Hills or Missouri State, Penn. Something different than NSP. We're going to wait and see what happens. Beyond that, guys, I am going to call the show here. We're hitting that hour and a half mark. And I'm getting this previous refrigerator. He got it again. Nice. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, about 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. I am in Vegas, so yeah, about 6:30 my time. That's late. I know 8:30, 9 o'clock Midwest, East Coast time. So that is late for you guys, but that's my general show time. Tonight I got to start early. Doesn't happen very often. Moose, Nick, Sarah, Maximus, Fern, Whiskey, Grinch, Chief, and anybody else out there lurking in the shadows that I forgot. I appreciate you guys being here. Chief, again, for the rate of 49. If you did enjoy this, please come back, throw a like. We'll be getting into recorders where there is evidence. We're going to finish 3 more recorders. Then we're going to get back into analyzing another one of the GoPros. Granted, it's a static GoPro, so we're looking at the same section of room for 4 hours. But it gives us a break from watching the grid on the audio. That being said, guys, thanks again for being here. Good night. God bless, and I'll see you guys soon. See y'all later.